Deireadh Voglaid Falcha, welcome back. So in today's video we're going to have a look at a very common question called an deireadh seachtaine, which is the word for last weekend. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. There's an awful lot in this, so do you need it all? Absolutely not. Under no circumstances should you learn all of this. What you are going to do is take the phrases that you like and the phrases that you think, do you know what, that's actually quite nice, I'll take that out. The second thing you are going to do for me is I want you to prepare a couple of lines on what you did on a Friday night, on the Saturday and on the Sunday. And I want you to be able to link this into maybe sports or music or studying or going out with friends. These are our tags to move the question from last weekend to talk about sport, moving the question from last weekend to talk about music, for example. So we're going to use this as kind of like a springboard to tell the examiner what we want to do. And the third thing we're going to do is we're going to avoid the word V as much as possible, because mostly students tend to use the word V over and over and over again. V. So we're going to give the examiner a broad and a nice wide range of vocab. So let's get started with this. So cad rinne tú, what did you do? Past tense, rinne, did you do? An deireadh seachtaine. Now the first part here I'm going to go for is the pronunciation. Do you see this DH? That gets a Y sound for you in Irish. So listen to this. Ní dhearna mé. Ní dhearna mé. I didn't do. Ní dhearna. I didn't do. And the word more on just means much. Now, if you want to add on that little bit at the end, you can. Chun an rinne deireadh. Now, we know in Irish now that the FHs for you are always silent. So we're going to take it from that I fada onwards. So chun an rinne deireadh, to tell you the truth. And it's a lovely example of a verbal noun infinitive. So, hui me awalya, so we're talking about leaving school. So, hui me, I went. We know that awalya is home, and timpel means around or roughly. So, timpel a ní a clog. Now, keep your timing short. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Don't be telling me 5 past and 10 past. And then tarish on stadir, after study. Vi me brasasta, let's go for brasasta, which is the word for well happy or chuffed or delighted. So, vi me, I was. Brasasta, very happy. Moshki a ligan. Now that's an infinitive. Moshki a ligan is to relax, to unwind, or to chill. Tarish seachtaine ada. And again, if you want to put this in, you can. Tarish after. Seachtaine ada. I'll actually put this in green to match up that one there. So tarish seachtaine ada, after a long week. And again, do not pronounce the FH. Ada is what we're going to go for there. An telefís, bhreathnaigh mé I looked at, I watched, and we're going to get a nice V sound there for the examiner. So bhreathnaigh mé an telefís, I looked at the television. And if you want to add in this part, you can. Fatamil vig, and again, we're going to go for a letter V there again. Fatamil vig, for a short while. Hui me ali is a nice phrase. Hui me, I went, and a li, to sleep. Hui me ali, I went to sleep. Now that's the Friday you came home, you did a little bit of study. So now let's have a look at Saturday. What did you do on Saturday? And we're going to drop in a couple of tags in this one. So Majin J Saturn, Saturday morning. Deireadh me, I got up. And remember Irish, verb first language, so put the verb first and the person comes in second position. So Deireadh me, I got up. Gomuch is a lovely word for early. So, gomuch, early, and now we're going to put in an infinitive in Irish. We're going to use that word chun, which means in order or in order to. Any of those are fine. Tús a chur le mo chuid staidéar. To start my studies. Tús a chur. Literally to put a start to make a start to. Tús a chur le mo chuid staidéar. Rinne me couple uair sa seomra lapa. Let's go for this one here. Sa seomra lapa in the bedroom. Sa seomra lapa in the bedroom. So rinne me, I did. And cúpla uair, a couple of hours. Rinne me cúpla uair sa seomra lapa. Mar tá deasc staidéar. Now we know that the word desk staidéar is a study desk. That's grand. So tá, there is. So tá, there is deasc staidéar, a study desk sa seomra in the room. And we're going to finish off with this one here. Anna úsáideach. Very useful, very handy. So tá sé, it is very useful. Now, if you're going for a little bit more higher quality material and you want to add in a couple of these, this is what we can do, but we've actually used some of these in previous videos. So let's go for the first part here, right? Deireadh rinne. This means here, there was nobody. There was no one at all in Aun, able, and Curstach na a macharum is a lovely, lovely H1 phrase, and it means to interrupt me. Curstach na a macharum. So there was nobody able to annoy me, to irritate me. Now, let's have a look at the next part here. Seachas mo grithar og. Now, I'm going to go for that G sound here, right? So, seachas, except, and mo grithar og, my young brother, who we call Fiacre. Vi sé ag trup trapal sachach. And we know that ag trup trapal is stomping, right? So, ag trup trapal. So, vi sé, he was, ag trup trapal, and you can kind of hear the sound. It's a lovely kind of onomatopoeic sound. Trí an chach through the house. Same structure as English. Now you can use that tree on chalk, or you can leave it out. It's up to you, whichever one you want. I'm going to give you a lovely, lovely fancy phrase for I went to, because if you look up here, we already used the words hui me, as in I went. So we've already used this expression here, hui me, I went home. I'm going to give you a lovely, lovely phrase to use that'll make you stand out to an examiner. Hug me aig air. Hug me aig air. I headed for, it's a lovely phrase. So hug me aig air an Hollis Stodger. I headed for an Hollis Stodger, the study hall. Being on Shomra Cocoon le hui. Cocoon le hui. Let's go for Cocoon le hui. A really nice phrase, and it means as quiet as a grave. Cocoon le hui. Lovely phrase. So being on Shomer, the room does be. The room does be. So remember, verb first and then the object. Cocoon le hui, as quiet as a grave. I'm going to add in a mochnilach because we love an old conditional, don't we, in Irish? So have a listen to this. We are not, under any circumstances, going to pronounce that F sound. So listen to this. Chlin ha. Chlin ha. One more time, right? Chlin ha, and it means you would hear. 3 words for you in your English language, but just 1 for us in our lovely Irish language, cause why? We're better. So chlin ha, you would hear biran, a pin, and we're going to put in a titim, falling. You would hear a pin falling. Turation after that. Excuse me, lar on Volja, and you're going to give me a little old V sound there as well. Lar on Volja, the city centre, the town centre. So, hui me, I went, go to Lar on Volja, the city centre, or on Tonnet Shoppadorachta, the shopping centre. And we're going to finish off that with le carja de mochij. Do yourselves a favour, will you underline that le carja de mochij? Lovely, lovely native phrase for saying with friends of mine. Le carja de mochij. Ligmujar ski. We relaxed, we chilled out. Any of those translations are fine, folks. And vimuj eg spashdracht. Eg spashdracht is a fantastic phrase. It means wandering about, no particular place. So vimuj, we were, eg spashdracht, and you can see the word space in there, and kind of what it means is like we were kind of spacing around the place, kind of going nowhere. Like it's a really kind of nice phrase for wandering in Irish. So vimuj, we were, past tense, eg spashdracht, wandering about, le chéile, with each other. La haig means for, F-O-R, as in the for purpose of something. We went for. So huimwij, we went, la haig, for, grimbia, a bite to eat, a bite to eat, a bite of food, grimbia. Sevilen, in the restaurant, and then you can pick Eddie Rockets or any restaurant you want. Now, quick question for you. What is the word that you have for happy in Irish? You can use os, you can use muinna, you can use aus. Any of those are perfect. I'm going to give you a lovely, lovely, lovely phrase. Lucher. Lucher. Vi lucher orm. I was delighted. I was chuffed. I was so pleased. I was so happy. Crahan bonne at all. Now this is an infinitive, so I'm going to highlight it in red. We have crahan bonne and at all. Let's go for the at all part first, right? At all means to get, and crahan bonne, a milkshake. Don't forget, do not pronounce the letter T, because H is a shevu. Shevu means we silence, so that's exactly what we're doing. We're silencing the letter before it. Crahan bonne at all. And again, sutalun, strawberries, or chocolate, and then arnoi just means of course. We got a milkshake. Sutalun arnoi, strawberries of course. Now, argorda, rinne argorda, I love this expression. It's very kind of native, what most native speakers would use. Leave a throw line underneath that for yourselves, please. Rinne argorda means we had a chat. Lovely kind of casual thing. So rinne argorda, we had a little chat. Now, we can pick a couple of things here. If we want to direct the conversation, and we want to talk about school, or we want to talk about the leaving cert, or what we want to do after the leaving cert, this is a perfect time to put this in. So we chatted fui hursi until about life, or fui hursi scoile, about school, or fui hursi arteshta, about the leaving cert. Cursi just means things. So fui cursi arteshta, leaving cert things. It's kind of nice. Now, iha harren, be very careful with this. Saturday night. Iha harren, don't pronounce the letter S, because there's a shevu. Shevu means silence, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to silence out the letter that comes before. So, iha harren, hui muj, we went, guji to. And you can put in cinema, restaurant, you can even put in a Choc Tavernia, a pub. Just be very, very careful, right? Brehla macharid avi aun. Brehla macharid, friend's birthday. So Brehla macharid avi aun, it was my friend's birthday. Vi she ocht mlina deg dish, 18 years of age. Or vi she ocht mlina deg dish, she was 18 years of age. Iha vor. Iha vor means a great night, a huge night. And we're going to pop in that letter V for the examiner. Iha vor. If you feel you can add in that little bit there in grey, Iha vor ke lurha, a big night of celebration. So you can leave it in or you can take it out, whichever you want. So Iha vor ke lurha, a big night of celebration. Be very careful. If you tell me that you went to the Choc Tavernia, to the pub, my next question is going to be a question on probably underage drinking and how old were people there. So be very, very, very careful about the material that you're going to give me. You could say you went to my friend's house and we watched a DVD, or we watched Netflix, or we went to the cinema, or we went to a concert. There's loads of options that you can fit in there to manipulate the conversation. A kaint lena chilok, talking with her family. So vime, I was. Or a kaint lena tishmahori, with her parents. Now, if you want to say I was talking to his, we're going to add in the letter H. So a kaint talking lena hailok, with his family, and don't pronounce that H, that T. And a kaint lena hishmahori, with his parents, and again, don't pronounce that T. A kaint lena hishmahori. So I was talking to his family, talking to his friends. Now, dagmuj slán is, I'm going to get you to underline this. This is the proper way to say we said goodbye to them, right? Dag muj slán acu. In Irish, we cannot say dúirt mé slán. It doesn't exist in the language. Dag mé slán. Slán means safety. So we have to leave safety with people. So dag muj slán. We said goodbye. We left safety with them. And hui muj, we went. We know stock is in. Go means to. And lar on Valja, the town centre, the city centre. Now, Donach, Sunday. What did you do on Sunday? Well, Donach, vi on urge and tarsha. If you want to keep this nice and short and simple, vi tarsha ardum. I was tired. V tarsha arm. Perfect. If you find that's actually kind of grand, Michal, that's I'm kind of fairly okay with that. What you could do is you could put in this word on urid shin. On urid shin. And that means so, completely. So now what it sounds like is V on urid shin tarsha arm. I was so tired. I was completely tired. I was completely drained. V on urid shin tarsha arm. It's really, really nice. I'm going to give you another top phrase as well. Now, first of all, you are going to get a V sound for me in this, right? Now, this one, nirv, nirv, nirvonum bogu, nirv onum bogu. I couldn't move. I wasn't able to move. I was so tired. Nirv onum bogu, or you can pronounce it as boga. There's no real difference. Nirv onum boga is perfect as well. Now, ni rev me noun pan a hogal. This part, ni rev me, past tense, I was not. We know that in aun means able. And we have pen a hogal. It's an infinitive. Pan a hogal. Now let's go for pan a hogal. Let's go for the a hogal part first, right? A hogal means to lift, right? To lift. Poun or piaun, a pen. To lift a pen. Or lower a hogal, to lift a book. And the last part. Now, caiith me an lá ar fad. Let's go for an lá ar fad. The entire day, the whole day, or the complete day. An lá ar fad. So, cha me, I spent, and remember Irish, verb first language, and then put in the person. So, cha me an lá ar fad, the entire day, ar shínte, stretched, ar an tullag, on the sofa. Same structure as English. Ar chúl McKin means on the flat of my back. You can leave it in, you can take it out, doesn't make a difference. So ar chúl McKin means on the flat of my back, I'm just laid out flat. And ag bratnú ar Netflix. Looking at Netflix. And again, that's a tag, so we can talk about Netflix then. Níos Janie Salah, later in the day. And we have that word there in green, ciontach. Ciontach means guilty. So, bhuaigh me, I felt, and in Irish, verb first, and then the person. So, bhuaigh me, I felt guilty, ciontach. Rinne me, oh, just change that there phrase now. So, rinne me, I did, cúpla uair stadger, a couple of hours of study. Cúpla uair stadger. And the last part, ní hílam. Now remember, we have a H, don't we? H means a shevu, and shevu means silence, so that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to silence the first letter before it. So ní hílam. I don't think. We've got a connector. I don't think that. That's natural progression in the language, isn't it? I don't think that there was. I don't think that there is. So let's have a look at the word for that. Go rev she. That it was. In a quidju, dum, a help to me. That's a nice phrase. In a quidju dum, a help to me. And then we're going to finish off with a little bit of e nairir, which means honestly. So there are three things that we're going to have to go for in this. Number one, do not take all of this. Remember, your examiner is possibly only going to let you get 5, maybe 6 lines into this before they have to move the conversation along and ask you about something else. So you're going to pick which phrases and sentences that you would like to use. Make sure you avoid the word V, because this is one of the most common things I hear is just V, 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 V. In my notes, you have so many different levels and so many different verbs. Try and use a nice broad range of verbs, of positives, and also try and get the negatives in, like ní rev, near hug. Try and get those in as well. It's very impressive. And the third and final thing is start with a couple of sentences that you did on Friday night, tell me what you did on Saturday, and tell me what you did on Sunday, and try and use them to springboard into conversations that you want to have. So that brings us to the end of our first part of the tenses. On deireadh seachtaine seachtaine, what did you do last weekend? Pop on over and we'll keep going with the rest of the material. A chairde, go to míle mágah, slán in ish.